Welcome everybody, Ralph Havens here, autoimmuneanswers.com. And this morning I was doing a meditation that I do every morning. And I do these videos pretty much every day. And you might wonder, like, how the heck do you figure out what to talk about every single day? And I know that's kind of like wild, right? But but there I was this morning trying to figure it out, and mostly just being in a deep meditative state. And what came to me was, years ago, one of my coworkers, Danielle, gave me a really cool little book. It was called using something about how to do the power of now. It was the Cliff Notes for Eckhart Tolle's, one of his first books, The Power of Now. And as I read it, I got so upset because I realized I was never in the now. I was never in the now. I was always thinking about something else or always somewhere else. I was never in the now. Maybe when I ran, there was times when I was in the now. But even if you think about it, like, when you, if you're trying with your mind to be in the now, like to think, okay, I'm going to only be in the now, and you're thinking about it, by the time you have a thought, the thought is about something from the past, even if it's in the past just a few seconds before that. So it can be kind of crazy. And Eckhart Tolle talks about enlightenment and awakening and that sort of thing. And what is that anyway? And then I was reading a guy's book that I don't even want to tell you the name. You can ask me if you want, and I can tell you. But it's a guy that one of my friends doesn't even want to read because it really shifts a lot of stuff. But I'm not sure, how useful it is. And he talks about awakening and enlightenment, and he says, it's a thing you do with your mind. Like you keep writing down what is true, what is absolutely true. And then you look at it and you dissect it and you see, well, where's the assumptions? Where is there's some not truth there. And then you scratch that part out and then you write down again what is absolutely true. And you keep going through this, and it causes lots of inner grief and 5 books or so, and they're all great and wonderful. But it left me devastated sometimes, and then also left me happy. And it was crazy. And he talked about you got to know what's the tangible result. Like, did you get a result? Did somebody become awakened or enlightened if they followed a certain guru type thing? But the funny thing is, the guy that wrote the book does it under a pen name, and nobody knows who he is. So who's to say, does he have any people that have done what he said and become enlightened and awakened, and did it do anything for them? So Jen and I long ago decided that, we don't even know what awakening or enlightenment is, and what is it anyway? And we're going to die at some point. And, at that point, maybe like our friend Don, who had a near-death experience, says, when he was on the other side and I asked him, what was it like? He said, well, instantly I knew everything and I was everything. And so maybe, then we'll know the truth or be awakened or whatever. And what's the big rush, right? So the thing is about the here and now, right? So one of my criteria is, one of my big ones is, something has to be different in the physical world. I want to test something, and then whatever you do, whether it's an energetic thing or a physical thing or a diet thing or a mindset thing or whatever you do, is there a change? Is there a change? Is life better? Is a physical condition different? And that's what happened when I was long ago. I was a very scientific kind of thinking kind of guy, and I was an orthopedic manual therapist, and I wanted to be scientific about it. But there was a guy named Neil that was one of my mentors, early mentors, and he was doing a lot of stuff from some alternative energy healing work, cranial sacral and visceral manipulation and other things. And he was getting results that I wasn't getting with very chronic people with all sorts of stuff. And I finally decided, you know what, I don't know what he's doing, but I got to learn what he's doing because it's working much better than some of the stuff I'm using. And I started down this path. And what I found was the science can lag behind what's going on. So, I don't know how Skype works or Zoom or YouTube and can wirelessly send things over, but I do know how to use it. I can push certain buttons, and I don't know why it works or how it works, but I know how to do it. And with with different kinds of therapies and work, I think it can kind of be like that. Like, do we really know how some of these things work? The important thing is, for me anyway, is when you're here and you have this certain issue, are you different afterwards? And so what you might want to do with these videos that I make pretty much every day is to test something for yourself. See what you notice. Check your arms, check your neck, walk around, see how you feel, see what you want, think about what you want, and then watch the video, and then right away retest it. Retest it and see, are you different? Are you walking around differently? Are your feet on the ground differently? Is the rest of the day differently? Are some things happening that are unexpected? So you can do that. And what I've found so far, and I keep looking for faster, better, easier, more complete changes, healing, transformation. What I found is that we seem to be protecting things. And our bodies are very, very intelligent. And if we see something that's a problem, it's our body's version of trying to protect us. And so I saw that when I solved the running injury that was 8 months going on, and then somebody worked on my heart, and then it got well. My body was protecting my heart, and how my teeth got well, and how the anxiety went away, and the sweaty hand thing went away. So, I used to be very, very ticklish. And so what a wonderful way to not let somebody touch you, right? What a wonderful way to not let somebody touch you, to have this ticklish issue. So I'm not ticklish anymore. And so as my inner body got well, it didn't need the protection of being, of somebody not touching me. And the sweaty hand thing, it didn't need the protection to not hold somebody's hand. So what you can do right now is let's just drop into a space, and you don't even need to know what's going on with this, but I'll show you something. And then if you want, you can test something again. Test your neck, test your shoulders, test your back, walk around a little bit. Notice what you notice, and notice what's different. Even if you didn't need to know, or didn't know what possibly this was, or what we were up to. Because there's a way for me to notice what's where the protection is, where that information is, that once we access it or touch it, it shifts. So there's a way to do this over the internet, over videos, over one-on-one sessions. It's what all my courses are all about, or different ways to interact with me. So you can notice a change simply from the chair you're sitting in right now. Now, there's something that I found that's a really cool way to go to what that protection is, and it's something I can teach you. And when I first heard it, I didn't do it for about a year because I didn't believe it. It didn't seem, it was too simple. And so that's why I made the 2 PDFs and the video session and a bunch of stuff for you if you want it. ralphhavens.com/enlighten up. And there's other ways to interact with me and find this too. But what I realized was, for me, it wasn't a thinking about it kind of thing, or it wasn't a trying to be in the now thing. Maybe for some people it is. For me, it was more primary. It was before words. It was kind of like my friend Don, who said, when I asked him what it was like and what he would recommend for people, the guy that had the near-death experience, he said, just shut up and listen. And he said it with a little smile, and you feel great around Don. And so how do you do that, right? And so what I found is there's a way to do it without the words, without trying to figure it out, without trying to make it make sense, without trying to know how it works. There's a way to do it. And it's a way that you can use throughout your day, and it's not even a meditation, but it's something that I do every day. Now, there's still, of course, stuff to do in the physical world. Like if you want to make money, you got to get off your couch and do something useful for somebody, right? That they're willing to pay you money for. Or if you want to get healthy, you know, it might be useful to quit putting bad stuff in your body and start doing good things for yourself, and to know what those things are, right? So it's not always just a win the lotto and get it for free kind of thing. But in that, there's a deep inner game that's very, very important. And it's what I feel the body, our beings, are protecting us from. There we go. So it's my thoughts, my ideas, but one of my testing things is always, does it change something? So, so if you want to, you can retest again. And notice what you notice. Notice what's different. There we go. And let me know. And if you want the thing that I do every day, that's beyond words, it's beyond trying to figure it out, but I feel it goes right to the core of what's going on, the protection. You can grab it at ralphhavens.com/enlighten up. And I hope this helps you. And I'll see you all for the next session. All right, everybody, let's get out there and live. Let's really live.